All right, man. Let's talk about Week 3, Monday Night Football to end Monday night. Detroit going to Baltimore. Um, uh, Only Monday night game. I mean, if you want to know the other slate, Sunday night is Kansas City versus the New York Giants. The 4 o'clock game Sunday, Dallas at Chicago. Um, Arizona at San Francisco. 425, 405 is New Orleans at Seattle, Denver at the Chargers. As far as those 4 o'clock games, really no much interest outside of Chargers and Denver. 1 o'clock, you got Green Bay going to Cleveland. You got Las Vegas Vision in Washington. Both of them is Jets at Tampa. Justin Fields is out. All 1 o'clock games right here. Los Angeles Rams at Philly. That's probably the game of the day. Atlanta at Carolina. Houston at Jacksonville. Houston is 0-2. Jacksonville's 1-1. They should be 2-0, but it is what it is. Indianapolis at Tennessee. Always good to see. Daniel Jones ball and see Cam Ward. Pittsburgh at New England. Cincinnati at Minnesota. Those are the end of 1 o'clock. And then Thursday night, you got Miami at Buffalo. For some strange reason, I think Miami might win that game because you know how the bookies are. So I think the games of the week, and Sunday night I said Kansas City and Giants. The games of the week is easily the Detroit Lions versus Baltimore and the Rams in Philadelphia. Those by far, at least on paper, are the games of the week. So check out the Lions prediction playlist. We going to Baltimore. Down some pass rushers. Apparently, Dan Campbell said we still good. Y'all see that video at some point. So yeah, I don't know what technically happened here. So yeah, give me a minute. Let this page load because it wasn't loading. Here we go. It's literally doing the most. So, here we go. Sorry for the lag. So 1-1 Baltimore. I don't know why I'm thinking they 2-0. In my mind, I'm thinking they 2-0, but they lost to Buffalo. When I went to bed, they was beating on Buffalo bad. Lions 1-1. We 0-1 on the road. They 1-0 at the crib. Spread. It's one of those games where you want to probably stack fantasy players from the over, and the over is 52.5 points. So that's pretty high. 4.5 point underdogs, basically meaning for us to cover that 4.5, we just got to flat out win. That's it. For them to cover that 4.5, they have to beat us by 5 or more points. If that, you lose that bet. I'm guessing this is posed. I don't know what this. Oh, this is what it opened at. Over is 52.5. That ain't changed. The money line is 190 plus 190 for the Lions. You bet 100, you win 190. You got to bet 225 to win 100. So the Lions is a underdog. They get a Ravens 56.3% chance to win, 43.4% chance for the Lions going into this game. They both balling. Goff 6 touchdowns. 5 of them came last week. 559, 434 through the air for Lamar. 6 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 113 rushing yards. Derrick Henry, 192 on 29 carries. Gibbs got 1. St. Brown, 13 receptions, 160. Zay Flowers, 218. 14 receptions, 1 TD. Al-Qaeda Muhammad leads the Lions in sacks. Pretty sure he tied up there. And Mamuki is whoever that is, 2 sacks. Jack Campbell, 18 tackles. Roquan Smith, 25 tackles. I believe he was a Bear. St. Zestra went on IR. I heard Sainu Vaki can make his debut. Trevor Nowinski. Right now, they got Marcus Davenport that's questionable, so it's still a chance that he can play. I doubt it. I think he done. They don't want to admit they L. Jamarco Jones. So I don't know who the hell that was. Isaiah Likely, questionable with foot. Patrick Rashard, fullback, questionable with calf. Kyle Van questionable with hamstring. Marlon Humphreys, questionable with groin. What's up with these cornerbacks from groin injuries? Rashid Ali, the running back, concussions. I mean, obviously, looking at this game, I ain't watched a ton of Baltimore this year. Obviously, it's only 2 games. I watched some of the Buffalo games, and the crazy thing about them is, how do you stop them? That's the question. How do you stop them? First, you got to stop Lamar, but then if you stop Lamar, and then it's like, oh, we stopped Lamar, and then it's like, Lamar can still. I mean, Lamar. I mean, we stopped Derrick, then we got to stop Lamar. Obviously, I just think gap discipline, stopping Derrick Henry, and I think you really want to make Lamar, make a quick decision to throw the football. You want to, I think in this game they probably got to be one of their most blitz games, or one of the games where they show blitz, and then maybe they want to fall into and try to trick them and fall into coverage. That's the only thing I really can think about. Um, that's the only thing I really can think about. They could really do is just blitz them, try to trick them in coverage, try to take away his first read. Try to stop Derrick Henry, and then Lamar gonna be next up. That's the dangerous thing about it. Then Lamar is just gonna be the next guy up, man. So for me, you just gotta be able to get them down. It's hard to get these quarterbacks down because you can't hit them like you want to hit them. So I think they got to come up and see what's worked for teams in their division. I think or teams that's in Baltimore's division versus them. I think you got to have gap discipline. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes you got to spy them. I think you got to blitz them. I think you got to, do a number of things. But I think just you probably just want to pressure them and get home. I think that's the number one thing. You want to pressure them, get home, make a bunch of quick decisions, and if the opportunity comes for a turnover, you got to take it. Do you want to allow Lamar, to play soft and allow Lamar to chop you up? As long as you keep him in the pocket, that's cool too. But once they get that play action going, hit threat of him run, and maybe you want him to run. Maybe you take away his pass and you threaten him to run. And you hit him as much as possible, then you want to slow him down. So yeah, that may be also a strategy that that they may be cool with. So for Baltimore, obviously for them is you want to stop the Lions' run defense and make them one dimensional and pass the football. I think now what you're gonna start seeing is the Lions. And I think you've seen that a little bit in Green Bay. What became an extension of the run game was the short passing game to their running back. So in this game, I think you might see them get that ball to the Gibbs more in the passing game. But I think that's what you may see, more screens or more, play actions and throwing it to Jahmyr Gibbs. They did a lot of that in LA with Todd Gurley and Jared Goff. I think I started to see a little bit of that. So you see some of those Texas route that Gibbs runs and all that, but I think they want to come out and be aggressive, but if the Lions can get that run game going, and I don't know what Baltimore, has done in I know James Cook had a pretty good game. Or was that last week? I think it was last week he had a good game. Let me see. I know he had a good game last week. But you really want to get the run game going. And if you can get that run game going for the Lions to keep Lamar on the sideline, that's key. But I think for the Lions or for Baltimore, you want to take the run game away and try to make the Lions a little bit more one dimensional. So they played Cleveland last week. I mean, Quinshawn Judikins, he had 61 yards on 10 carries. You know what I'm saying? So they did a great job of stopping Derrick Henry last week. I don't know what James Cook did. Let's see what James Cook did last week if we can find it. That week they played him. He only had 44 yards on 13 carries. So, but they did have a lot of success with Keon Coleman and through the passing game. But if you're the Lions, man, you just want to, play gap discipline and make them make quick decisions. Obviously Baltimore defense stopped the run and, try to get some turnovers. And if you Baltimore offense, you want to get Derrick Henry running and then read option of Derrick Henry. Read option with Lamar and get Lamar on the boot moving. Lions are thin in the defensive line position, more big, strong front seven, not quick. So how are they gonna combat that? The Lions still come in and play man-to-man coverage. It don't matter if they play man or zone. If they don't get home, that's going to be a problem. Or make him make a quick decision, and that may be why you might want to show more blitz or show more pressures like that, and just make him make quick decisions. Other than him sitting back in the pocket and running and then getting a big play down the field or running for a big play. Um, but for the Lions, defensively, maybe you want to play a zone, you play zone, and you try to make a decision where everybody face them. Maybe you come get them. Maybe you disguise. It's going to be interesting to see what their defensive game plan is. But I think could be an embarrassment. Could be an embarrassment for Baltimore. Baltimore could embarrass us. I think that's what most back and Lions fans think, that they embarrass us. But let's see what Calvin Shepard can do something different. What can he do different that Aaron Glenn didn't do? You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I'm gonna say the Lions win this game. I'm gonna say they win 30-31. I'm gonna say they win on the late Jake Bates field goal. I said that last week. They blew out Chicago, but I think the Lions, win a very close game on the late field goal. So I like the Lions by a point. But they still cover the spread. They still cover the money line. I just got a little hunch that they're gonna win this game. I could be wrong. They could blow out the doors off of them. And another overreaction Tuesday coming. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Check out the Lions prediction playlist. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere from X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.